Welcome to another episode. This is Anything Goes, and today we're going to talk about scratches, particularly scratches on your car. Now, I'm using a black car as an example because black car shows everything. And what we have here, our first specimen is a paint transfer from a different vehicle, or in this case, it was actually a Petronas Gaston. So, this style of transfer easily get rid of with polish. Okay, so what those are is actually just paint transfer from a different foreign material to your paint. So those you can just easily buff off. Now the next type is something like this. So this is a mixture of scratches and also transfer. So normally for this type, if you polish, you may be able to get some of it off, but probably not all of it. And it looks like this is here to stay. This is quite deep. Let's give it a try. Okay, as you can see, we managed to reduce the amount of visible lines, but like I said, some of them are very deep and it will be impossible to remove. Then we have this type of lines whereby if you run your fingernail through, you can actually feel it catching. Well, these are very deep. The easiest and fastest method is to wet sand and polish, but that would take a considerable amount of your clear coat away. So rather than having it nice and, but how should I say, nice but the clear coat being thin to the point that it's easier for it to flick off, let's just leave this. Then we have the usual suspects, the door dents over here. These are most of the time just paint transfer from another vehicle. You can actually buff this off. Again, wipe it clean, wipe it dry, then we polish it. Okay, because we are doing spot polishing, I'm not too concerned about the swirls that will definitely appear doing this. And if you have a grey car, this doesn't really concern much because grey car can hide almost everything. Okay, you can see that it has been reduced to the point where you can only see a bit of a dent here. You probably see a bit only. Okay, so from something that is like this to something that's like this, a big improvement. Okay, so this is also another example of a paint transfer or a foreign material transfer. This looks more like my daughter's bicycle. Alright, if I were to run my fingernail over it, it feels as if the scratch is on the top part of the paint. So again, wipe it clean, wipe it dry, then let's polish it. Gone. See? Okay, so based on this few demonstration, I would like to talk a bit about, let me just adjust this. Okay, so based on these few examples, okay, what I can tell you about paint is that or foreign transfer is, if your fingernail gets caught in the scratch, then it is too deep for you to actually polish it, or too risky for you to polish it, because if you do polish it, what will happen is that you actually make your clear coat from being thin to very thin, and you might get problems like flicking off. Something like this. Okay, this happens when your clear coat is very thin and it is easily, well, you can see it for yourself, right? Okay, some people call it the world map. because it looks like the world map. And if you feel that the foreign material is actually above the paint, which is majority of the time, especially when you have a fender bender or somebody open the door and knock onto your car, you have a high chance that it is just a transfer from the other car to your car. So it would be very easy for you to actually rectify that. Just a simple polish. Just a simple polish. As to the polishing, you can always use hand polish, you can always use machine polish. I do have machines, but I'm not doing a full detail on this car yet. I have other plans first. So when it's time to actually do the full detail, I will make a video on that. But for now, I'm making a short video on all these scratches because there are people who actually come to me and ask, hey, should I repaint this car? Especially their front bumper, when the damage was just a simple something that you can actually polish off. Well, if you can polish it off for like 50 ringgit, pay someone to do it. You want to respray the bumper, is about 200 ringgit and above. Could be higher. Alright, and I have no love for my front bumper because it's always exposed to stone chips, exposed to a heck of a lot of other things. So my front bumper don't get no love from me. Okay, I think that's all I have today. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments down below and I will answer you as soon as possible. And if you have not done so, make sure you hit the subscribe, the like and the bell button so you get notified on our next uploads. Alright, till next time, I will see you again.